What if Jean Grey was the Black Widow? A complete narrative and character profile. The Divergence. Jean Grey's life took a catastrophic turn at age 10 when she witnessed her best friend Annie Richardson struck by a car. As Jean held Annie in her final moments, her telepathy exploded awake, forcing Jean to experience every last terrified thought Annie had. The trauma split Jean open. Her telekinesis followed days later. Her parents sought help. But in this universe, Charles Xavier never arrived. The Red Room did. The Red Room's new experiment. The Black Widow program saw Jean's powers as the ultimate asset. They abducted her and forged her into a living weapon. Unlike the main universe, where Xavier suppressed her telepathy, the Red Room cultivated her abilities with scientific cruelty and precision. Jean became their most terrifying creation. She was trained relentlessly in Red Room skill set. Master hand-to-hand combat, Sambo, Systema, Krav Maga, Wushu. Assassination protocol. Espionage and infiltration. Weapons mastery. Social manipulation. Stealth operations and silent movement. Widow acrobatics. Psychological warfare. Simultaneously, her telepathy and telekinesis were refined as equal disciplines. Psionic Widow training. Psionic stealth, erasing awareness of herself from minds. Memory manipulation. Pain illusions. Telekinetic precision, silent weapon throws. Multi-target TK combat. Flight and micro-TK acrobatics. Emotional suppression conditioning. Jean was the first Widow who could kill with a thought or never be seen at all. A different Widow legacy. In this world, Natasha Romanova becomes a world-class ballerina. Yelena Belova becomes an actress. Jean's success shifts the Red Room's strategy. They begin actively harvesting psionics. They abduct Quan Nan and Elizabeth Braddock. They create an elite summer program for the daughters of the rich. And at the center of that glittering trap is Emma Frost. Emma Frost. Emma receives a refined, subtle training. Not brutal conditioning, but elegant manipulation. She becomes a master of social infiltration. Corporate espionage. Secretly redirecting the Frost fortune to fund Red Room operations. Using telepathy as a scalpel, not a weapon. Emma is the perfect spy. Eventually, she replaces Jean Grey as the Red Room's prized asset. Later, she rises to command the entire organization. Jean becomes the ghost in their files, the one that got away. Escape and rebirth. On a mission gone wrong, Jean crosses paths with Hawkeye, Clint Barton. Instead of trying to kill her, Clint sees the child soldier trapped under the training. He reaches out, not as an enemy, but as a human being. With enormous risk, Clint rescues Jean from the Red Room. This becomes the foundation of their sibling-like bond. Jean joins S.H.I.E.L.D. and on later, she becomes an Avenger. But she never forgets what she survived. Skill and power profile. Personality. Controlled, observant, quietly intense. Empathetic but guarded. Trauma-hardened yet deeply moral. Hyper-aware of her potential danger to others. Loyal to those she trusts, especially Clint. Powers. Telepathy, Omega class. Psychic stealth. Mind reading. Mental paralysis. Memory alteration. Emotion shaping. Sensory shutdown. Astral projection. Multi-target scanning. Telekinesis, Omega class. Flight. Shields. Precision knife/weapon throws. Crushing force. Delicate manipulation. Multi-target combat strategies. Widow power combat techniques. Ghost mind, wipes her presence from enemy awareness. Widow's web, suspends objects midair as invisible traps. Phantom grip, disarms enemies from afar. Silent strike, TK accelerated weapons at near supersonic speed. Jean is the perfect balance of spycraft and psionics. A weapon who chooses her own purpose. The Phoenix arrives. When the Avengers battle Thanos, Jean confronts him directly. Her Widow training combined with her Omega-level abilities makes her one of his toughest opponents. But even she cannot withstand the power of the fully armed Infinity Gauntlet. As she lays dying, her mind cries out for help. And the Phoenix Force answers. It bonds with her, and together they crush Thanos. Jean Grey becomes the Phoenix Force. Taking the hero named Phoenix, Jean tries to use the Phoenix's powers for good, but the path is hard as she tries to keep her sense of self and control the Phoenix's awesome powers. She becomes a great force of good, but this did not last. The Dark Phoenix. Jean's power as the Phoenix came to the attention of Emma Frost. Emma Frost, now head of the Red Room, sees the Phoenix as the ultimate weapon. She invades Jean's dreams as she sleeps for an entire year, trying to manipulate and contain her. Through Jean's telepathic and empathic powers, the Phoenix felt emotions it had never felt before and began to magnify them and feed off of them. During her year-long journey trying to control the Phoenix and her newfound higher powers, Emma Frost and her widows attacked the Avengers. As she finally confronted Jean as the Phoenix trying to lure her back to them and under her control. But the Phoenix is not a creature one manipulates. Emma's tampering ignites something terrible. The Phoenix hated being manipulated, and lashes out, transforming into the Dark Phoenix. The Dark Phoenix attacks everyone, Emma, the widows and the Avengers. The Sorcerer Supreme along with many heroes, rise to fight the Dark Phoenix. The Dark Phoenix drains a sun, feeding off of its energy, destroying an entire star system, killing millions of life forms. The Dark Phoenix's reign of terror builds to a climax, as it sets its sights on planet Earth. The Avengers and Earth's combined heroes try to stop her and fail. The Earth trembles under her rage. But deep inside the cosmic fire, Jean fights against the corruption. Against Emma's influence. Against the Phoenix's hunger. In her final act of freedom, Jean chooses self-sacrifice. She flies into the sun, destroying both the Phoenix and herself. The girl who was stolen. The weapon they made. The hero she became. She ends her story on her own terms. Epilogue. Hawkeye mourns his closest friend. Emma Frost is consumed by guilt and fear. The Avengers remember Jean as a true hero. This is the world where Jean Grey became the Black Widow.